Record. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am one of your hosts today, Noodle or Pasta or Udon, or whichever variation thereof y'all are feeling like today. And this is an exciting game because this is the first game I've ever played with my fellow co-host, and I'm very excited. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kendall, and I'm very excited to finally be playing with Noodle because they're a cool bean, and I've seen them about, and and it's taken to this long to actually be like, hey, we should play a game together. Um,
Characters
um,
have existed in the same town for months and have avoided each other at every turn. That cannot stand.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, today I'm going to be playing my cranky doctor, Crystal Everlight.
And I'm bringing, as per usual, my delightful idiot bird, Juby.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah, this will be great. Speaking of Crystal,
Hmm.
she's in Villestown today. How's she doing?
Uh, let's see. Probably a little bit stressed at the moment because she's got a lot of stuff to do, and has recently just had a whole bunch of new stuff added to her plate, which is also got a time pressure on it, and other things that came along with that revelation, which she's currently not talking about. But yeah, she's in Villestown because she's probably doing her usual like check in with Moria and drop off like research and find out how everything's going. Probably had a good talk to her about the Overblot stuff, since it was originally just like a hey, heads up from Moria. And so
Mhm.
and yeah, Crystal definitely had some things to discuss with Murray about maybe keeping an eye on her new assistant for particular reasons. Don't worry about it. I'm sure that won't come up at a later point. I say glaring at
No,
well.
certainly not. Certainly not. Not at all. But as you are in town, would you like to roll me a perception check?
Sure, I can do that. As soon as I find my D20.
Fair.
Oh, okay. She's on top of it today.
Oh, big numbers.
I just need to find my modifier.
Yes,
23.
big numbers. We love big numbers. Yeah. Yeah. Um, Crystal, you, well, before you see anything, you hear something.
Hmm.
You hear guitar music,
Okay.
which is a little out of place because, you know, you're kind of, you're not near anywhere that should have, for one, obvious background music. There is no plot going on here. And secondly, you're just in town. There's no performances. You can't see anybody until you look up. And there you see, up on one of the rooftops, probably near Moria's office, um, totally, totally doing what he's supposed to be doing right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did not sneak out of the house. No, not at all. Uh, you see a very tall toon with very distinct pink glasses that you have seen on a certain profile picture in the Villestown group chat for everyone associated with the aberrations. You see one Jubilee Yukon just up on a roof playing guitar.
So yeah, normally like it would be a situation of not my problem. I have other things to deal with today. I'm not I'm not going to touch that. Um
Mhm.
But she actually kind of wants to talk to Juby today because Juby holds information that she might be able to use. So
Mm-hmm.
um I think she just looks and just like, all right, okay, like this is good. I've been meaning to like this is like a good opportunity, but also they're on the roof. What? What do I do? Um, so I think what she's gonna do is like after a couple of moments of just probably just standing on the street, like getting in other people's way as she's just like thinking what the best way to handle this. She's going to walk to like underneath the roof and probably call up do your brothers know you're here?
Hmm. Let's do just a really quick roll because um I can tell you right away, his passive perception right now is pretty shit. He would not have noticed. Yeah. Um and there is a loud bird squawk from up above you. And you're a Toon Crystal, you know Grolix. Uh
Yep.
that's some very unflattering language that was just dropped. Not directed at you, but definitely in surprise. Like, oh shit. And the guitar music abruptly stops.
Just you better not use that language around Leo and Camille.
What they was and what hello wait, I know you. You're you're that Doctor Lady.
Yes. Dr. Crystal Everlight, and you would be Juby, correct?
Uh Jubilee. Juby's a bit of a nickname.
Ah, my mistake.
Fair. So what can I do for you, Doctor? Seeing as um I'm going to hope you're not the snitching sort. There's too many snitches in this town, but perhaps one person might not.
I suppose that depends on whether it's worth snitching or not.
Pulls a face like, oh. Well, I would say it's usually not worth it to snitch. I am perfectly fine right up here. I wasn't doing anything. I mean, I was playing my guitar, but that's hardly something that can be counted as, I don't know, shenanigans plot, whatever the hell it is. Fine. Total, completely fine. Yep. Hmm.
To be honest, normally I wouldn't care. But I was actually hoping to talk to you.
Talk to me. About what?
Um,
If it's something illegal, I didn't do it.
no, it's not illegal. It is private though. Did you want to come down so that we can talk about this? And it's just like sort of like looking like eyeing the building like, oh god, please don't make me come up there. Like
Oh, yeah, sure. Just 1 second. And that guitar is slung across a strap that is clicked into place. He stands up and he hops off the roof and lands pretty easily with using his wings to slow the fall and dusts himself off a bit from just being in the air and like, all right.
uh thank you.
Mhm.
Just like this has to do with the recent uh predicament that you found yourself in.
I need to roll something for the gag. I just, for the sake of funnies, I need to roll something for the gag. Oh boy. Let's see, how do I do this? That's how I do this, I think. Oh boy, 2 10s,
Ooh.
delightful. No, 18 and 10. Yeah, 10. Um, he has to think for a second about when you say predicament. He's like, well, hang on, and then it clicks, and he's like, oh, that one with the dragon.
Uh,
Mm.
I was not aware of a dragon, but yes.
Yeah. Construct. They said
Oh,
it at the
yes.
Blackguard. That was mentioned.
The ink uh parasite.
Yeah. Well, this is certainly not the place to have that conversation. No
Yes.
stars.
Yes. Hence why I didn't particularly want to be shouting that information up at you.
Yeah, that would have been bad. Yeah. Well, there's certainly one place that we can go. I hope this doesn't require that plot booth or whatever in the cafe. Do you have any other ideas? I'm certain we could stop by Moria's office. I don't think she's in at the moment, but I don't think she'd mind visitors. And it would get my brothers off my back if they ever came looking.
Yes. I actually just come from Moria's office. She did. She wasn't in when I left. But yes, that actually probably works well. Um, yeah, yeah. Like she's sort of like rambling, like because she's been put on the spot a little bit, and she has not thought this far through. But yeah, doesn't um also doesn't want to go to the cafe at the moment right now for her own reasons. So yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm squinting at you. That's fine.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so off to the office they go. I'm certain either A, they have a key, or Juby can pick the lock to get inside, which is totally fine and normal. I'm pretty sure he's done it at least once or twice, and Moria would not be surprised at all to see him doing that.
I feel like it would be really funny if Crystal was like, "Hang on, I know where Moria keeps a spare key," and then turns around back around and Juby's just picked the lock.
Yep. Yeah, that is, we'll go with that. Yes, they get back to the office. Crystal turns just, because neither of them have a key, and goes, finds it, and the moment she finds wherever the key is hidden, just hears a click in the background, and Juby just casually opens the door and gestures her inside with a bit of a grandiose flourish that is clearly showing off.
Juby, you get an unimpressed look in return, like, okay. She's not gonna
Of
complain
course.
because, she, yeah, Moria probably expects this and just, yeah, but just, yeah, not impressed.
Everyone's a critic. Just come on inside. You can take the key with, or we'll put it back.
Right.
You can use it next time. This is the fun way in.
Sure. You enter this way normally?
A good 75% of the times I visit, yes.
Well, at least Morrow will know that we'll be expecting it then.
It's enrichment. I am an upstanding citizen. It is simply enrichment for me, much as all those cases are for the detectives.
Hmm. Well, I suppose it could be worse. She's just gonna walk in.
Mhm. He'll follow and kick the door shut behind. Find somewhere. We know Moria has couches and tables.
Yeah, yeah. Moria is the welcoming sort. She probably has like a section for people to like just hang out.
just entrance area, living space, not quite, but entertaining area for guests and
Mm,
people who come to the office and wait. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And Juby goes over to one of the chairs and sprawls rather inelegantly on it, sitting down.
Yeah.
Um, Crystal
Chris,
can roll insight as well. Or what's her passive?
her passive not very high. She's not got the stupid modifiers of like a lot of others. I think her passive insight is 12. So
Fair. Yeah, she can roll if she'd like.
cool.
I'm not rolling with the detective modifiers. You're good.
Oh, well, that's not gonna do it.
Oh.
8.
Oh, honey. Nope, he's just totally relaxed and at ease here.
I mean, she doesn't know Juby very well, and
Yeah. Yeah, this bird is hard to read. He's very uh, very loud personality.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, "Oh god, they're here" kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and Crystal is a very different sort of person to Juby.
Mhm.
Like they do contrast each other pretty heavily.
Mhm.
So yeah, not hasn't picked up on anything as she sort of um rummages through her bag to pull out like a notebook. In fact, I should probably roll a hammer space for that. And then just sits like very properly on the edge of one of the other seats.
uh, and as she does that,
Yep.
Jude kind of tilts his head a bit and like, okay, so what specifically about that whole everything did you want to know?
Um, she's just flipped through her notebook and just like, well, mostly, if you'd be willing to describe the experience, both of the incident and the lead up to it. I will probably have some follow up questions, but a lot of this is more about gaining more information in order to try and paint a more complete picture of how this works.
Ah, well, see, that's a bit difficult, I'll admit, because everything leading up to it, I didn't quite notice anything. Uh, yeah, bit difficult to tell. I didn't notice anything out of the usual because that sort of stuff had happened before. And he rubs the back of his neck very sheepishly. I will admit I didn't even know that anything was happening until until ink started to fall from my outline.
Uh,
At that point, it was yeah, noticed something was very wrong.
yeah, yeah. Crystal definitely has a like a visible reaction to that. Like she didn't know that part and is just like jots that down. And hmm, uh, I mean, it's understandable to not have noticed um in the lead up to, but you didn't. You can't tell anything from hindsight.
I mean, as someone who kind of experienced a villain arc in the past, I kind of just thought that it was happening all over again. Yeah, I just thought that that's what was happening again. I didn't notice that there was anything strange or odd. I mean, my design kind of slid backwards a bit with that. That was more, less anything prominent and more just choices.
Villain arc, right? Uh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about all of that. Archetypes aren't always the funnest to deal with, regardless of whether they're positive or negative.
No, but, well, in recent times I've been told that they're not quite as strict as I'd believed. But at least I have that going for me. Either way, with all that, you have experience with archetypes and plots of that sort. So don't know if if it happens to anyone else. I suppose look out for a villain arc or something. I'll admit I don't know much about the everything. I kind of passed out when everyone was talking.
Well, um, hold on. She's like sort of like putting like notes down. Like she's trying to like gather her thoughts. Like you hear her mumble like, okay, like cross reference archetypes, villain arcs. Like look for commonality. Uh, like little things like that. Before she like sort of reaches a good spot and is like, uh well, I mean, I have talked to you and Moria at this point if you wanted information yourself.
Hmm. He thinks a minute, kind of taps his foot as he does. Honestly, I don't quite know. I I heard that it wasn't going to come back for me.
Yeah, she nods at that.
I suppose the big worry is I don't quite know how to ask it of anyone else, and I'm. Mm. You said you talked with the flower shop. You did?
Yes. Is that where you met them?
Yeah, yeah. And ran into him in a flower shop, quite literally.
Hmm. How long ago was that?
And he thinks and kind of counts on his fingers, muttering to himself a bit. A month ago, maybe? It's a few weeks at least.
Right. And uh maybe not one you can give an easy answer to, but how soon after that did you n- notice the villain arc starting up?
Do you want to roll insight again?
Sure. I mean, that's better.
We're rolling with passives. Rolling with passives right now for Jubilee. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that'll beat that'll beat it. Um. You ask this, and it's very subtle, but you see a frame skip
Ooh.
with Jubilee as he just kind of shrugs. It's hard to tell. Things were happening a lot. There's kind of that you don't notice until you look back, and at that point, it's all kind of memory gets blurry.
I apologize if this is bringing up bad memories. I'm just trying to.
Yeah,
This is.
I suppose it's difficult to pinpoint something when you don't quite know when it started because you kind of felt it existed the whole time. I'm not going to get into any deeper psychology. I apologize if you were looking for answers there, but I can't give you a start.
Well, that's maybe something at least. It's not. unfortunately, it's one case. But it's not nothing, even if it's not as much as I would have liked. But then again, when are these things ever that simple?
Mm, never. Here, never. There's plot
Juby,
all around that. Hmm.
Juby is welcome to roll an insight of his own if you'd like.
Sure. What is your modifier, my boy? I know you have a modifier for this. Yes, there it is. Can the tired bird notice? Oh, that's pretty good. That's a 16.
Yeah, I think that'd be enough. Juby, you can tell from just that statement that's a bit of when she said this isn't a simple situation, that's a bit of an understatement, and you get the impression that maybe this is way more serious than she's let on so far.
Hmm. Yeah, his brows furrow over his glasses, and he shifts how he's sitting to be more serious. And, for all the questions you're asking, perhaps you ought to offer some truth in turn. You're compiling all this research. Is there some specific reason beyond just wanting to know for the future potentials?
Yes. Well, it's I of course there is a level of this is not something that we want to let get out of control, but it mm, how do I put this?
Here, answer me this. Was my being out and about while infected with whatever this is, could that have endangered anyone else?
I don't know. That's the problem.
Well, shit. Yeah, I would consider that a bit of a fucking problem. That's bad. What did do we not know? Was that not ever brought up? I would think between the detectives and you knowing apparently the most about all of this shit that what?
It it's not 100% sure known how it spreads, other than that it is some sort of touch based thing. But it's not consistent.
It's not consistent.
No, at least from what you told me. It, uh, it doesn't seem to be. I don't know. The sample size to work off is tiny. It's not even a sample size. I I just I don't know other than through touch, and that's why I'm trying to ask like for information about this, because you didn't know, not fully.
Hmm. This shit. Shit. I had no clue. I was around people that could have. Oh, stars. Did he tell you anything else? Anything about. Obviously, I didn't notice anything because I obsessed with narratives and all that. It there was nothing. What were the other signs mentioned?
Um,
I thought there was something.
yes, it was mentioned in the group chat, and I did get more information from you as well. Biggest ones are, as you probably already know, the regression of character. It it The parasite feeds on magic, so overuse of magic and negative emotions, stirring up negative emotions in its host, are the two biggest ones. Um, ink growing from the spot of contact is another one.
Well, I see one of those explained some things. Hmm. I feel I need to apologize again to Detective Stagehand for being an ass. That'll come later. Uh, ink. Right. I didn't notice anything on my outline with ink. Maybe there was a smudge or something when I was leaving the flower shop. And he, like, his sleeves are already rolled up to his elbows, but he
Mm.
gestures to his forearm and, like, there's nothing there. It's just plain design. Um, like, it, there's nothing here now. But, and it faded away. Kind, kind of like a weird bruise, sort of. I didn't pay much attention to it.
All right, so ink is inconsistent then, and she is writing this down. Though I suppose it would be useful to keep an eye out for anyone you know's design changing or unusual coverage of areas that they wouldn't normally.
Hmm. Juby, who has suspicions about someone, like, oh no. Hmm. Not certain about this, don't like this. Okay. Is that, oh, the during everything, I suppose. Need to think a little bit on that one. There's some parts that are hazy.
Yes, how much do you remember?
I remember um, uh, giving on to what I thought was the narrative at the time, while detectives Stagehand and Moria were trying to talk to me, and Tome, private investigator Tome, was also attempting to intervene. And was like, I blinked and then things just clicked. Which seems a bit awful, kind of accepting yourself as a villain. But it felt like things finally made sense for a bit. And I'll admit it was not a good feeling or a place to be. But I remember being in control of myself when I when I fought them. Not exactly proud of the actions that I took, but they were befitting a villain. I don't remember much. I know the construct. It had a spotlight. I remember that. It looked like a dragon. And when they defeated it, it was not a good sound before much. I know I heard something awful and then, well, it felt like I got hit by a pecking truck. Not literally, but at once it's like the energy high of being on a stage. I don't know if you've performed or when you're, mm,
No, I've
I don't know, whatever
not
doctors
performed
do.
before, but I've heard it described.
Yeah, whenever you're most at home in your craft and you know you're excelling at it and all that energy that you get from that perfect spark, kind of like that, and then it all goes away.
Hmm.
And I think I blacked out, but it gets weird. Um, and he crosses his arms and is looking deep in thought, kind of trying to find his words for a minute. Because I don't know how I got there, but it felt like I had been there for a while. As I hit the ground, I think I fell. I don't. Again, that's hazy. But then I was literally on a stage. I think, and it hecking hurt. The fucking light. It's that spotlight and the crowd all around. They were all there, and I couldn't leave the spotlight, even if it burned. And he looks at his wings just almost instinctively, you can tell, shifting the feathers, which you can roll medicine.
Oh boy, cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
How's the
17.
17 do?
Yeah, there is literally, Crystal, nothing wrong with those feathers. They look in perfect condition. And it's not magic either. It's just those are healthy feathers, but the way he looks at them, you can imagine they were in a much poorer state
Mm.
when he was on this supposed stage.
Oh yeah, she doesn't like that at all.
Yeah, I don't know how I got there. I don't know how long I was there. Its time was weird. But then everyone else was there. And I have no pecking clue how they got there, except for the fact that I knew they weren't supposed to be there. It wasn't meant for them. But they got me out. And then I was back on the ground again. And again, felt like pretty awful. Pretty awful. Uh, Again, a pause, thinking over his words and how to phrase it. But this is more so I'm talking to a doctor and I'm about to admit to something that doctors would frown upon. Like,
Yeah.
like a very fun weekend. Um, the aftermath of a very fun weekend.
I think it
Which,
takes
go on.
I think it takes Crystal like a second, and then you do sort of get the ah, and then a bit of the frown, and then just the like not like that's not my problem.
Yeah.
Like people can do
Like,
what they want. Um I do focus on a different area kind of thing. Like that's yeah. Moving on.
yeah. Like so, regardless to say, it was not stellar to wake back up. And then I got
Right.
slapped in the face, which also didn't help.
Yeah, she does snort a little bit like that. Like that, she didn't. She didn't know. Like, yeah, she'd been like, yeah, no, this lines up with what I got from Moria and from you. Um, but then the slap, she's just like, wait, what? Um,
Needless to say, my brothers are assholes.
right. Do do you remember you being there?
Uh, he was there. I mean, when I woke up, I think he was there on not anywhere near the stage. I don't remember that. I will admit I was in a bit of a state. I remember Tome, Moria, and Detective Stagehand, but maybe I saw someone else there. I couldn't identify if it was you or not.
Right. Well, that's useful. I had meant afterwards. You would have probably given you, um, something.
Yeah, that weird potion thing. That was really good.
Yes. Do you remember, um, what, um, sort of effects that had? How it felt?
Well, I was tired. I drank it, and then I was even more tired, and I went back to sleep.
Mm,
So
okay.
again, far too exhausted for anything after all that.
Yeah. All right. Nothing else on that front?
Mm, nothing that I think would be relevant to the conversation.
She kind of like sighs and runs her hands through her hair. She seems a little bit frustrated by that response.
Is there something you're specifically looking for, Doctor?
I I'm not sure how much to say.
Hmm. That's totally not worrying or concerning in any way, shape, or form.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll. See if she decides to talk about this or not. Because
Mhm.
yeah.
Hee-hoo.
Oh, good. No, she's not saying anything. You're gonna have to push her if you want to find out more on that front.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I sorry, I don't I'm not meaning to be uh I'm not meaning to be unsettling.
well, we're a little late on that one. I'd much rather know what's coming than be blindsided by plot again. So, if you have any information that's worth sharing, I would like it, especially if we don't know how it was spread. If I could have spread that to anyone, and clearly you've admitted you care about Leo and Camille, and I live in their house, I would really like some kind of assurance that I did not get those boys in this kind of trouble.
Or do you want to roll a persuasion? You can have advantage for the Leo and Camille comment at the end.
Sure. That's your persuasion. There we go. Straight roll. Straight roll. Come on, Bird Boy, you're good at talking. That is a 15. He's been rolling really average, lots of tens.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think a 15 will do it. The like um you can see that she's like sort of holding out until you mentioned the Leo and Camille, and then that's just like, oh yep. And just run her hand down her face, like push her glasses up and like rub at her eyes, and then I don't want this information going too far because it's not it's not something that can be done much about at this moment.
Okay.
There's a the big reason that you came to see me is because um that potion that you took,
Hmm.
It's from the same world as you.
Yeah, I remember something about an isekai.
Yes.
Hmm.
You and the um, the Overblot parasite and the potion are all from a different dimension.
Mm-hmm.
And the parasite is functional in this world, as is the potion, but the resources to make more of that potion is the question.
Yeah, that would be problematic. That would be a bit problematic. Does you know how to make it? Did he mention something about what was needed?
Yes and no. The method that he uses to make it doesn't work here.
Fantastic.
Oh, would you like to roll an insight on Crystal?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Come on. Mhm. Oh my god! I
All
shake the
right,
dice. That was
I
not 20
I'm
left.
I'm gonna roll a deception for her. See how this goes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, Crystal, really?
Did she get a nat 20?
No, she didn't.
Oh, ma'am, what did you get? Oh my god.
God, this girl's poker face is terrible. That's not the half of it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Hmm. Yeah. Juby can tell that there are things not being said. And Crystal, you see a shine go across those glasses as the outline of one of his eyes narrows, the only eye that you can see in those glasses. Dr. Everlight, I'm going to be quite frank. With this topic, there's really, how do I put this bluntly? If we're fumbling around in the dark and there's a parasite about that, can hurt people the way that happened to me, if it can hurt people I care deeply for, I do need to know what's going on because I can't have a lack of information fucking up what's been very good here.
Well, the big problem with the fact that the potion, we don't know how to make more of the potion, is twofold. Simply put, someone who has been gone through the Overblot incident that you did, where they completely get taken over by the parasite, the potion is the only known way of them surviving that incident. And overblotting is the only known way of getting rid of the parasite.
That's fitting. Yep. If you're still talking, keep talking. Don't worry about that yet.
Yeah, no, like she sort of like stopped after well, um
Yeah, you want to
yeah.
roll in, right?
Yeah, sure, I could do that. Oh,
Of
Crystal,
course,
that's
roll me up.
terrible.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Because it was a nat one on his part, I will still give you some stuff.
Mm.
You don't know any specific source and you're not quite quick enough to catch why it happens. But you do notice a slightly longer frame skip as you're speaking.
Hmm.
But he's still seemingly just very serious. You miss any change or frame in between the skip.
Yeah, yeah. I think she can put together that that's like um with the frame skip she caught before that
Mhm.
probably doesn't like the information he's just been handed, but that's not
Mhm.
surprising.
Mm-mm. Most people wouldn't like hearing about something being, only way for someone to survive. He's putting some dots together. He's doing some math. 2 + 2 = fish. Yep.
Yeah, so she's just gonna I'm currently looking into ways to reproduce the potion, as well as looking into ways to get rid of the parasite without needing it to go that extreme, as well as trying to help minimize the spread of it. Hence all the questions.
Hmm. So what goes into that potion specifically? Or what's it beyond just apparently keeping someone from dying? There's a lot of different potions that can do that. But
Um,
anything specific? No.
I did get that information from you, and she's flipping through her notebook, like just uh, I was able to identify several properties of it. It's a mixture of many different potion types that we have, and I do have the ingredients list for how it was made in the other world, but unfortunately, that doesn't really translate here because most of them are common items in our world.
Blink. Blink. Uh-huh. What kind of common items? Like, you're going to say it's like apple juice or something.
Like highly a highly concentrated version of lemonade.
It's what?
She's probably just gonna like turn her notebook around and you can read like I don't remember the exact list that Will gave me last FPS, but it was just like it's like lemon lemon juice, sugar. um, like, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, he's just like it's it's just it's just really fancy lemonade. That's hmm. Whole lot of pecking lemons in this. What the fuck? That's 8 whole fucking lemons in one potion. What? Has have you tried to use this recipe and recreate it?
Um you has told me that they have that he has.
Shit. And it didn't work?
Unfortunately no.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yes, quite.
Hmm.
I don't suppose you know a very good potion maker by any chance.
Hmm. I don't know a good potion maker, but I do know good ingredients. I hmm.
Just a raised eyebrow at that.
It's all above table. All above table. Don't give me that look. I know a cleric. I know a cleric in Halloween Town. Not not checked a stagehand. but I might be able to ask for a bit of help. We found some things out on a trip. Maybe they could come in use here.
Maybe. I
I don't know if there's enough to harvest from what we took, though, which could be difficult.
I am planning on going to Halloween Town at some point soon. There's yeah, you don't even have to roll. There's a look there that's like, uh, she needs to have a word with Detective Stagehand.
Hmm. Like, yeah, be nice to Lynn. She did. I mean, looking back, it really pissed me off what she did because she was really good in a fight. Mhm. She broke the dragon. It was really cool at the time, and it's still objectively, dragons are cool. I will admit that. I'm glad it's gone. It needed to be destroyed. Damn it. And it's not angry or disappointed. It's like that kind of, oh, you did something really cool. I'm frustrated that you did, but that was really cool kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I think Crystal's just gonna nod in the um. Detective Stagehand is very good at what she does.
Yes, pecking is. But, um, yeah, I would ask her rather than I'm not going to give you the name for who I know there. That's their own business. But if you ask her about plants from a place called Requiem, you might find something helpful.
Fair enough. I will bring it up if she is willing to put up with me after I thoroughly chew her out for less than I don't know what she was thinking. Oh, just
Oh.
medical checkup.
Oh.
Because she ate some of the ink.
She what? That shit tastes awful. Why would she put it in her
I
mouth?
don't know. That's what I'm planning to find out.
I I'm sorry, I'm giggling. Um, he's just like, no, hmm. I would like to know as well what that thought process was. Um, I don't think detectives are supposed to put their whole things that they're studying or whatever in their mouths. That's not that's not how it works. Hmm.
Trust me, it's way more common than it should be.
It would be like just bare hands. I swear to every god above and below, if Camille puts anything in his mouth from wherever he goes, he better pecking not. I hope he does not.
Yeah,
Just like horrified moment of oh god.
yeah, Crystal's expression is, "Oh, please, no, I don't, I don't want to deal with that."
He's 8. We can't. No.
Oh,
No.
well, I'm glad that at least someone else is looking out for them.
I try to. Chaos gremlins, all of them.
Yes, they attract trouble.
Well, it's hard. Yeah, like attracts like, evidently.
I'm not sure I understand.
Trouble begets trouble.
Ah.
Hmm.
Oh, speaking of the little troublemakers, and she's going to. I'm gonna roll hammer space again.
Hmm.
Yep. She rummages around in a bag and pulls out a pile of books. You live with Camille and Leo, correct?
He's looking at those books and then back up to Crystal and back at the book. Yes.
I mean, he can have a like. You can roll an investigation to see what's in the pile of books.
You're asking my boy to do something with intelligence? No,
No,
no.
Juby's too tired for
He's
this.
just like, yeah, he's a little distracted because that's a big pile of books. And he's like, his main thought is just, I'm not gonna lug those back home. You cannot make me,
Oh
It's like,
god.
you can't make me do that.
Crystal. Yeah, Crystal's just gonna be like, I heard that Camille's been under the weather lately and in need of some stimulation. I found these at the library when I was looking there recently. These ones are. She's just like sort of like is like sorting them into piles. Like, these ones are. A series that I read as a child of mystery novels. Nancy Blue, bit
Mhm.
old, a bit old-fashioned, but a good chance that he maybe hasn't read them. Then, if that's the case, might give him something to do. That one there is a book on um, uh, Giznap art history. That's for Leo. Um,
Mm.
yes, she's just rambling.
Keeps going. I just have the mental image of that moment in anime where you have one character slowly taking up the screen while the other one shrinks. And Juby just like, as the books keep coming, and he's just like, oh, fuck. Well, I'm going to need to make some room in Hammer Space for that. All right. And
Yeah, right. Christmas should be like, ah, yes, this is an abnormal number of books for anyone other than me.
we're just gonna see how well he does. Yep, he's able to rummage around in Hammer Space. And fuck it, we're gonna roll for the sake of funnies. Because it's not a fumble. But why not? We can roll stuff. For fun.
Hmm.
That's perfect. Um exactly what that is. Hilariously, it's you don't quite know how he manages to pull it out of his sleeve outside of just the sheer nonsense of Hammer Space. But 1 second, nothing in his hand, he's rummaging around, and then the next, there's a 3-tier wedding cake that is exquisitely decorated. And he's just like, I forgot I had this in there.
Do do I want to know why you have an entire wedding cake in your hammer space?
Um, Technically, it was a mess up, so I got to bring it home. It was the wrong flavor. It, and also, the person who requested it was kind of an ass. So, cake for me.
It just opens her mouth and go, that gives me more questions than answers. I'm just like, yeah, no, no, I'm not, I'm not following that line of thought. And just like, right. Well, I guess.
It's fine. This is propaganda. There's a bakery in this town out in the desert called Los Aluvia. It's called the Baker's Heart. Absolutely go there. I'm not technically I'm not paid to say any of this, technically. But go there. Because if the two sisters running that shop are happy, they don't make me do dishes. I don't want to do dishes.
You work there?
It's kind of hand wavy. Sort of, kind of. I mean, I think I'm the only employee. I think so. Aside from the owners.
Right. Well, I suppose that's on brand for Toons.
Kind of come and go. I don't know how good of an employee I am, but I've won Employee of the Month most every month, so.
You get another, like, snort of surprise and humor from Crystal, like, yeah! Well, that probably runs with your theory of it being the only employee.
Yeah, he seems quite proud of having gotten a snort of a laugh. It's like, haha, success. And then he takes one look. Again, shudders at the amount of books, but does start putting them away into hammer space. Not up the sleeve, it's just kind of off into random hammer space.
Fair enough. Different Toons have different hammer spaces, and some of them are more consistent than other people's.
Hmm. He's still figuring his out with the new design. His sleeves are rolled up. That wouldn't work before, but now he can. It's like, how do?
You telling me GB doesn't want things up his sleeve?
Oh, they're up there. Secrets. Many secrets. Many
Hmm.
tricks up his sleeve. At one point, he just kind of like gets tired of putting away stacks of books and just kind of sweeps his wing along it, and they just vanish as he goes. He's like, okay, that's settled.
Yeah, I feel like Crystal at some point was like, okay, this is a lot of books. Maybe I should um pick
Nope.
more of the like relevant ones. And she's just like, but they're all good.
I think I could just hide the little menace in a fort with these. Hmm. If he's asleep, I'm going to do that.
Well, it will be enrichment.
It'll be fair play. He can't scold me for leaving the house if he is stuck in the book fort.
Ah, so I guess that answers my first question of do your brothers know you're out of the house? Know you're up there?
Wow. Oh, wow. Look at the time. Do you have any other questions, Doctor? Oh, I really need to be going.
No, I think that's the best I can do for now. If you do remember anything or do take note of anyone who matches Overblot description, greatly appreciate if you would let me know.
Right. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on things.
Yes. The especially if you notice someone who seems to be matching the Overblot description, do keep an eye on them. Seems to work best with people to help.
Right. Um, is there any way to it's something that you have to overblot to get rid of it? Is there any way to not do that or stave it off?
Yes and no. It is the only known way to permanently get rid of it, but using magic will speed up the process. That's what it eats, according to you. It's apparently not a very fun, uh, not a very advised thing to do, however.
Pulls a face. Like, I think it might be more than just spells, then, if it eats. That would make sense then. Shit. Well, shit. I guess I was worse than I thought. Damn it. That doesn't feel good knowing that I was an idiot and I didn't realize it. Well,
What?
uh, hmm. Juvie pauses and then,
If you want, like, yeah, if he pauses for too long, Crystal will be like, Jubilee, you know how dire the situation is. If you have something that could be useful in combating this.
no, I don't know how useful it is in combating it more. I suppose it takes more than just if you casting spells. I admittedly am not a very good spellcaster and forget I have them a majority of the time. It's a recent-ish, less recent development that I can do that. But do you have a sandwich?
Uh,
Believe me, it's relevant. It's just something, some kind of.
we'll see. I'm gonna roll hammer space, and
Mhm.
see what she pulls out. Um, I think okay. I rolled a 2, which is not a fumble, but I think that's a pretty low hammer space roll. I don't think she has a sandwich in her in her hammer
Or
space.
you would say, or some kind of food or something made out of simple components.
Uh, yeah, she probably has something like that. Let's see, what sort of thing would she likely have? Um, yeah, alright, my brain just handed me sushi.
Hmm. Admittedly, Juby sees that, pulls a face like, how would that work? What he's gonna do is like, hmm. I've never tried it on anything with meat. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do. He says, well, I have a little bit of a trick. That's technically magic. It's not quite, but I can play around with time a little bit. And he snaps his fingers. And you want to roll perception?
Sure.
Yeah, just to see if Crystal gets a fun and funky little detail.
Ooh, that's cool. That's not a bad roll, actually.
Mhm. 19. Yes, you can see this. You notice at his hip there's a chain that has an item or two hanging there. There's one very, very, very sparkly, almost like necklace pendant, but it kind of looks like there's a guitar pick in the middle of it. But right next to that is a pocket watch that is engraved with a music note and beautifully detailed wings. And when he snaps his fingers, that glows a soft golden light. And then your attention is immediately pulled to the fact that there is now just grains of rice, like still on the stalk, and a live fish where the sushi was
Oh,
that is just flopping around.
hmm.
To be,
Um,
hmm,
yeah,
well, that's how that works.
I'm gonna roll an investigation. See if there is like a fish tank in Maria's office. Oh my god. Okay, congrats, Maria, you have a fish tank now.
If not, if there is not a fish tank, we'll find out later. Can probably easily find something that will hold fish and hold water and get water into there.
Yep, yep. Congrats,
It is a
Maria, you
mad
now have a
rush.
fish tank.
And Maybe looks a little bit impressed with himself, but also like, interesting experiment.
That that is quite impressive.
Yeah, I usually wind up using that more often than my spells. I used it very often over the course of a week where I noticed some things going very wrong.
Hmm.
So it might be able to eat certain abilities, something intrinsic to yourself.
That's not good.
No, probably not. That, hmm. Oh, I don't like that. That could have gone really poorly if it ate that. If the parasite has some kind of sentience to it. Ugh. Ugh. He just pulls a face like, oh no. Oh, I don't like these thoughts.
Mm, yeah, Crystal doesn't like that either, but she is like just like writing down like sentience and then like question mark like that mm, yeah, maybe that's worth pursuing looking into.
Yeah, if there were other constructs in the past or something like this where you is from, might be worth asking him about it.
Yes, I'll ask him about it. It might be worth looking into. Um but it's hard to tell how much of this is just the rules changing.
True. Ugh, I hate unknowns.
You and me both.
Well, that all aside, I do think I need to get going. Because now there's a fish, and Moria will be asking about the fish. I don't want to be here when she asks about the fish.
Yes, I probably need to get going too. So much to do. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for letting me, well, see that I can do that. Um, I will totally not use this for mischief nor mayhem.
I why don't I believe you?
Because you'd be correct. Anyway, he promptly stands up and stretches his wings coming up as he does, and the tips of the feathers brushing the ceiling. And
Mm,
like, well, I have places to be. You did not see me out. You did not see me. Understood?
yes,
Good.
might be a little bit hard to explain where you came by the books then.
That's a problem for me in the future, and for Camille if he ever escapes the book fort.
Well, I wish future Juby luck then. Thank you for uh this, and was nice to finally meet you.
Agreed. Hopefully, if we meet again in the future, the conversation topic is less dire.
Yes, yes, well, perhaps lighter topics will be nice for next time.
There's a nod, and seems like habit that he does a bit of a theatrical bow again.
Yeah, you, Juby, you get the same unimpressed look from Crystal, like, like, it's not. I mean, he's welcome to roll an insight on that if he would like.
Mhm. Yeah. Hey, there we
Hey,
go
that's
again.
that's not too bad. Yeah. Oh, don't take offense at that. you get the impression that she knows someone else who is very similar in terms of being a little bit over the top theatrical, who is the reason that she doesn't indulge you because yeah, that's a thing between them that they she yeah.
He recognizes it and then still just clicks his tongue. It's like, we'll get applause one way or another. We'll see. And away he goes, leaving
Yep.
and leaving Crystal on her own here, to deal with the fact that there is now a fish, a three-tiered wedding cake, and rice plants just kind of on table. Some have kind of flipped to the floor. It's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, I think she will do a little bit of like doing her best to sort of neaten up the office, but she also has things that she needs to do. So I think she's just gonna like leave a little note to Moria of sorry about the mess. I think she will like leave it at that. Like if Moria wants more information, she can tell Moria. But otherwise, you know.
Congrats on the fish.
Yeah,
And with that,
she's not doing anything about that. Moria can work out what to do with the fish. Crystal has way more stuff on her plate. Moria will understand.
Schrodinger's fish. Will the fish stay? Will the fish vanish? We don't know. It's a plot relevant fish. It
Yep.
only exists when it's relevant.
Yep. Oh, that was
But
fun.
yes, it was very fun. Thank you for playing with me today, Candle. Ah, word.
I am used to words. I can bleh.
Sorry, Candle.
Oh good, oh good. I'm just thinking like reminds me of the lyrics like except it's the wrong ones, but from Epic the musical, when does a candle turn into a blaze? When does a comet become a meteor? I was just like, when does a candle become a comet?
We simply do not know. Too much power could be obtained.
Yeah. Anyway, this was good fun.
Yes, very good fun. All right. So let's say goodbye to our dear listeners, both present and future. Goodbye, everyone.